All right, what is going on YouTube? Adonis coming back at you with a brand new video, and today we are going to be trying to win the Broncos a Super Bowl. We are post-draft at this point. I have loaded in all of the rookies. My plan is to kind of do this for every single team post-rookies, right? Post-draft, up until the release of like NCAA 25. Once that comes out, then we're going to obviously be playing that a ton. And then, you know, after a couple months of that, we're going to jump back into Madden, back into Ultimate Team for Madden 25, which is going to be the second Madden 25, which is kind of funny from EA's part. Without further ado, though, man, let's take a look at this lineup, right? Because it's a pretty interesting squad, I would say. So, I mean, taking a look at our offense, right? Like, we've got Bo Nix, who they gave normal development. I agree with that. Maybe would have leaned towards star. I'm not entirely sure. Definitely going to kind of hurt his development a little bit, but it is what it is. You know, obviously a running back, we've got Javonte, Samaje Perine, and we've also got Audric Estime. I want Estime starting over Perine, if I'm going to be honest. Perine's a little bit older. Great receiving back, but I want Estime to get touches when he can. We also have Marvin Mims, who's coming off like a decent rookie season. We traded for Josh Reynolds. We've got Troy Franklin now. We've got Cortland Sutton. Tim Patrick's coming back from injury. Really interesting spot for Bo Nix to be in. We've also got Dulcich, who we're hoping is going to be better this year. He's kind of on a little bit of a make or break trajectory at this point. Offensive line, again, pretty decent. We got Quinn, probably one of, if not the best right guard. In NFL, obviously, there's someone that I'm missing, like you know, the Colts kid is phenomenal. He plays, I think, left guard. But Quinn is one of the better right guards in the NFL, I'll say that. Okay, maybe I'll retract my statement a little bit. We've got decent tackles for Bo to work with. Interior of the O-line, Ben Powers is decent. Mustafa's going to be a step down from Cushenberry, but it kind of is what it is. And I mean, realistically, like this offense, if Bo can play well, and we could kind of lean on Javonte and Audric to be kind of bell cow backs, should be able to do pretty well, right? So, I mean, realistically, I kind of want Troy to start over both Josh Reynolds and Tim Patrick, and then I want Marvin Mims to be above those two guys as well, and probably have Josh Reynolds even over Tim Patrick, just because Tim's a little bit older at this point. I mean, just kind of injury prone, can play well, but getting older, coming off two, I think, like, popped Achilleses back-to-back, or an ACL and an Achilles or something along those lines. So, you know, we'll see. This offense is definitely interesting. Coming over to the defense, it's kind of the same story. We traded for John Franklin Myers like a couple of days ago. We've got like Baron Browning, Drew Sanders. We've got Jonathan Cooper, Cody Barton. We picked up Brandon Jones from the, I don't know why it's showing me all that, from the Dolphins, who's like pretty young still. He's 25. He's been in the league for 3 years. You know, I like that pickup, especially if you look at who's behind him, like Delarian Turner-Yell should not be starting. From like a cornerback standpoint, obviously we got Pat Surtain, we got Levi Wallace, we got Damari Mathis, we've got the rookie Chris Abrams-Drain, who I think will be interesting. I think having Caden Stearns back from injury is going to be a big help. Great in the box safety. Overall, though, over the next couple of years, kind of my thoughts around this team are hopefully develop Troy Franklin, hopefully Mims gets rocking and rolling, hopefully Court continues to be Court, really develop the inside of this O-line, maybe get a better tackle than McGlinchey and Bowles, because those guys are going to be getting older. On the defensive side of the ball, probably look for interior D-line help, and then maybe like a stud pass rusher opposite to Baron Browning. Hoping Drew Sanders can develop a little bit. Really like him a lot. Coming out of, I think it was Arkansas. I think he played at Bama as well. Really good player. Just hope he can develop. So, I mean, yeah, this first season's really going to be rebuilding, seeing what we can do. We're going to put Drew at sub linebacker. I want him to be playing that kind of user, that like Mike spot, if you will. And then like third down back, like I would like to get Jaleel touches. For power back, I would really like to get Estime touches because he's a big back and I want him to get touches. At slot, we're going to have Mims and then Franklin. Tim's not as, I don't really see him in the slot. He's too big for that. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm interested to see what's going to happen with this first season. We're going to sim through preseason, make the cuts, and then I'll see you guys in week 8. All right, so here we are at the mid-season mark, sitting at 3-4. Really not surprised As we see last week, we lost to the Packers 42-7, which is kind of crazy. Want to take a look at the stats, see how we're doing. You know, Bo really not throwing for a whole lot of yards. You know, not ideal. Rushing the ball, Estime and Williams not averaging as much as we would hope. Bo's picking up a little bit on the ground. Receiving wise, Troy Franklin's the top target. Love to see it. Court right behind him, and then Mims is back there as well. Defensively, are we getting pressure? Like, not really, it looks like. Yeah. So really need to improve that kind of front seven, see what we can do there. In terms of TFLs, Barron's got 10 TFLs, which is phenomenal. Our tackle leader being a cornerback is not something that I love, especially because I want Drew Sanders to be like that tackle leader, ideally. In terms of interceptions, Damari's got one, Alex has got one, and PS2 has got one. Really not ideal in terms of offense. It's probably our defense that's been carrying us through these games if we take a look at our schedule. So we started with a win over the Raiders, we lost to the Commanders, lost to the Finns, beat the Bears, beat the Jets, lost to the Chiefs, lost to the Packers big time. So, I mean, really it looks like the offense needs to get going, and that's probably a playbook thing. So what I'm going to do is just go and change the playbook, see if we can maybe throw the ball a little bit more. Looks like running the ball is not as good as we were kind of hoping. Yeah, I mean, I think vertical power run with like the Chiefs playbook is kind of what we want to do. Yeah, I mean, not probably going to be winning any Rookie of the Year stuff, unfortunately. We do have some players we need to negotiate with, and we don't really have a whole lot of money to do that. Realistically, are these guys anybody that I care about bringing back at this point? Like, Brandon Jones would probably be the one that I would want to bring back, bump his salary a little bit, better fit, but I'll reconsider with more offers like this. So Brandon Jones not returning quite yet. Probably the only one realistically. Maybe Troutman we bring back. PJ's not a bad fit. Like, we'll see. Yep, so we got the deal done. I don't think that's an overpay. I do like PJ. Realistically, like, Pat Surtain's going to be the big one to bring back. We're definitely going to take his fifth-year option. And, I mean, let's sim to the playoffs and you know, see what happens with that kind of offensive change that we've decided to make at the midseason mark. Again, probably not going to be pushing for the playoffs for this year. Next year, I think, with hopefully, you know, a first and second round picks back, we'll be in a little bit better of a position to make that push. So we finished 7-10. I mean, definitely not great, but not terrible, I would say. If we look at our stats and awards, Bo really turned it up in the second half of the season, which is what I wanted to see. I mean, I'd much rather have him pushing the ball down the field a little bit more, as opposed to, like, sitting back and just, like, let's run the ball. I'm more than fine with Javonte having 750 yards if we have a 3,800-yard passer. Pretty sure that's what Russell Wilson was, like, at last season. Receiving-wise, Dulcich led the team, which is great, with 12 touchdowns. Love that. Probably got a development trait bump. Troy Franklin had almost 900 yards. Like, this is the offense that I want to see. Want a little bit more touchdown production from these guys, but, like, love the yardage, right? Defensively, really still unable to generate pressure outside of John Franklin Myers. That's a pretty good season from him, starting at a 3-4 right end. Barron obviously played well, had a bunch of TFLs. Picks-wise, Damari had 5 interceptions, which is crazy. In the second half of the season, that's pretty nuts, honestly. You know, overall tackle leaders, Cody Barton, Singleton, I'm glad that those guys are, you know, making tackles and making plays. Brandon Jones as well. Would really have to preferred to develop Drew Sanders a little bit more. Maybe CPU didn't want to start him for some reason, but definitely like a good building season, a good season to build some momentum on. And we have a bunch of salary cap available, which is great. Got a bunch of upgrades to a bunch of different guys. Let's go check and see if we maybe had any development trait upgrades. That's something that I'm definitely intrigued to take a look at. So it doesn't look like anyone had any development trait bumps. I'm surprised Dulcich didn't at least bump a little bit more. And then defensively, no dev trait bumps either, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. A lot of guys playing down, probably because we just finished the season not doing all that great. But I think realistically, like, this is a pretty good... And we got our contract extended. Awesome. I think this is a pretty solid, like, start to go off of for the Broncos. Like, if the Broncos go 7-10 and Bo Nix in real life throws for 3,800 yards, like, I don't think any Broncos fans are going to be mad about that, especially if Dulcich has, like, a crazy season like he did. Like, it looks like we really used him in the sort of like Travis Kelce type of role. So offensive rookie of the year, somehow Quentin Johnston got it, but he wasn't a rookie, which is interesting. Maybe they have all these guys coming in like the same draft together for some reason on this. Definitely interesting. I don't think we won any awards. I would be really surprised if we did. Realistically though, like, gonna be big to try and bring in some players, maybe get some edge help, maybe get like a better safety in place of Stearns. I think a really, really good opportunity, hopefully, for us to kind of build up a little bit in free agency. So we've got some guys ready to negotiate. Again, not like a crazy, yeah, we're taking your 5th-year option. Get in here, Pat. You know, no one crazy that I really see that I want to bring back. Maybe I'll give Lutz some money. We do have a lot of cap. Okay, Lutz doesn't want to come back. We'll sign a kicker in free agency, I guess. I'd like to bring Troutman back. Gonna test out free agency. Would love to bring Brandon Jones back. Gonna be a little bit more expensive. Gonna go with free agency, so we need a free safety, like a tight end number 2, kicker. But we do have the money to spend in free agency, which I think is the important thing. We've got 55 mil in salary cap, so we can go out and splash. Probably not super, you know, gonna go super crazy in free agency, but we'll see what's there. Really probably would want to bring an Xavier Worthy's a free agency, very odd, or free agent, very odd. Like Madubuike is available. That would be a very, very, very interesting signing for the Broncos if they did go ahead with something like this. Gabe Davis is available. I mean, realistically, we want a tight end number 2, more of a blocking type than anything else. While Irv isn't necessarily a blocking type, I think he is a pretty decent tight end number 2. So we'll throw him an offer. Now, really, I want to see like what's available at the outside linebacker positions in terms of like a pass rusher. And it doesn't look like there's a whole lot. In terms of like, we also want to look at like left end, right end. Like, could you play 3-4 outside linebacker? Like, kind of hard to pass up on Madubuike if he's there. I'm gonna offer him a pretty nice salary. I think that's pretty decent. I'm interested to see, you know, what happens with that. Would like a middle linebacker. Patrick Queen is interesting. He is young. I'm kind of looking for like a little bit of a younger guy that we could bring in. So I'm going to go ahead and offer on Patrick Queen as well and see what we can kind of come up with. Not a whole lot of cornerback depth. It's really Chris Jones and Madubuike, and then that's kind of it drops off a little bit. There are some kickers. I'll see if I can get Kahimi on a decent deal. Going through a lot of cap, obviously, but we want to see what we can do, you know, what we can get. In terms of combine results, I mean, I don't think we're picking particularly high. Like an outside linebacker wouldn't be bad. There's a tackle that we could go with. It is a strong quarterback class, it looks like. It looks like 4 in the top 10. Yeah. Some good linebackers down the board, it looks like. So, I mean, we've got some stuff to work with. You know, if we can bring in, you know, if we could get Madubuike, that would really, I think, elevate us. We're definitely, like, would switch him to 3-4 outside linebacker. Got an achievement in Steam. Awesome. But if we could have elevate that outside linebacker spot, I think that would be huge. So we were able to get Madubuike, Kahimi, and Irv. We were not able to get Pat Queen, and I don't think we offered either of those 2 guys. Pat Queen going to the Lions, which is an interesting fit. Kind of like that for him, honestly. Is there anyone else that I would really want to bring in? Again, looking for kind of younger players because the dev trait, like the regression is like so heavy. So we are going to go ahead and sim to the draft, see what we can bring in the, I guess it would be 2025 draft. So we've got the number 11 overall pick, and then we don't pick again till 77. Kind of inclined to trade back. We'll see. It'll be interesting. We're definitely looking to address a couple of positions here. Like at 11, we could get like one of these crazy outside linebackers. We've kind of already addressed that though. So maybe looking to move back towards 20 and pick up a second, see what we can do. It looks like immediately Raiders going with a left tackle out of South Carolina. Interesting. We will sim to our pick. Casey Pritchett is the pick. We're going to go ahead and review the offers for this pick right here. I'm liking this haul from the Colts. We're moving back to 17, picking up a 4th, 5th, and a 6th. I like that quite a bit. We may even move back again, depending on what we can get. And we're going to look at the trade offers again, moving back quite a bit. Yeah, people are offering up pretty bad stuff. Like 28, 60, and then... so this, with the Falcons, we'd move back 5 spots. Pick up a 4th as well. I think that's good, and then we'll probably stick and pick at 22. Didn't really see a whole lot of like position of need until 22. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at what is available here. In terms of position of need, right? Cornerback could be nice. It could be nice to evaluate that. Outside linebacker we've kind of taken care of. Guard would not be a bad thing to pick up right here. It's kind of a boring pick, but it wouldn't hurt. Tackle is also something that's kind of a need for us. I do like Jamal Harvin right here. I don't think he's going to fall to us, and we kind of could use some interior D-line help. Realistically, though, picking a right guard and moving him to left guard to shore up the inside of that offensive line will be really nice for us. He's got C to F pass block, but he's got really good run blocking. Not really what I would like to see. Pretty strong player overall, pretty decent at agility, it looks like. Athleticism's not like jumping off the charts to me. We've got 38 seconds. We've got to make a call right here. This left tackle has poor strength, but he's got elite change of direction and agility. And it's kind of what you want in a tackle. We'll go ahead and we'll draft Tyson Staley. We do get a hidden dev player, so star or better. 6'7", 305 pass pro archetype, and that's a good pick. I think tackle's a little bit more important than guard is, and we've got to go all the way to pick 13 of the 3rd round to make our next choice. And realistically, I mean, here we're probably going to be looking kind of position of need over anything else. Like Lovelock has pretty great speed. He's 22. Lacks discipline sometimes, does run through the ball, or runs through the whistle, struggles to find the ball in the air, but he has a zone, which is interesting. I'm going to go ahead and take Lovelock right here. We do get a normal development 91 speed middle linebacker. That's probably pretty decent for us. We'll go ahead and sim to round 4, pick 17, see if we can't find some gems later in the draft for us. I think we're good on wide receiver, generally speaking. I think that's not a position we really need to evaluate or look at anymore. Looking at like strong safety and free safety, DeMar Jones fell off a cliff. It just looks like a bad player. Strong safety is something we could definitely look at. A to C man coverage is very interesting on Slade Nance. What a sick name. Doesn't wow you, but is very good vertically speaking. Looks like a pretty solid in the box safety. Not exactly what we need right here. I think what we're gonna do is go best player available, Rayshawn Golden. I mean, projected 1 to 2 rounds and he's fallen all the way off. I mean, let's take a risk on the kid. Hidden dev, 91 speed. Don't know why he fell. Cornerback, not a big position of need for us. But I mean, I will definitely take it. I think we've shored up kind of a lot of stuff in this draft and we can advance to this pick right here. Round 4, pick 24. CJ Offord right here looks pretty decent. I mean, we just took a middle linebacker, but he has kind of the size that we would like. Slade Nance also was just looking at him, looked decent. Michael Garrett as a running back looks pretty decent as like a receiving back. We kind of are stacked on running back though. I feel like we kind of have who we want there. Is there anyone at defensive tackle? Trent Middlebrooks. Let's see what's up with him. He's got great speed, great strength. Marginal excel though. I mean, he's 6'2", 303. Looks like a very decent player overall. I mean, his power moves and finesse moves are kind of whatever, but if his block shedding is kind of whatever also. We will take a run stuffing defensive tackle. I'm okay with that. And then we are going to go ahead and sim to the end of the draft. I think we made away pretty good. I think that tackle, I think trading down also is like very solid for, what we need in the future. Again, if we have a good season or a decent season, all those picks that we accrued gonna come back to us and be pretty nice. Taking a look at the draft recap, we were able to get our best player, funnily enough, in the 4th round. I think that's a great pick right there, right? Like cornerback, 22. I mean, I'll take it, man. I will absolutely take it. As we were able to get tackle, get linebacker as well. Let's see if there was any studs that we missed out on in the draft. There was a tight end, but everyone else was kind of at that 77 range. So I think we did pretty well right there. Not like a super loaded draft. Let's see what we can do, man. Let's take a look at the roster. You know, obviously quarterback, our boy Bo. I definitely want Estime starting over Samaje. At wide receiver, we've still got pretty strong, you know, the ability to be pretty strong. I think left end with Matabuike, right end with Zach Allen. We got a new DT. Trent Middlebrook's not looking too great. You know, I'm interested to see what we can do. Let's go ahead and get into the regular season or preseason and then go from there. So before we hop into this season, let's take a look at what we got. And Dulcich is at superstar development. I love it. We're gonna start Staley at center. Actually, interesting. I would much rather, I mean, we have Bulls for the foreseeable future. I have no problem with having him right there. I think that's great. Defensively speaking, we definitely want Golden to be up a little bit higher over, you know, whoever else would be starting over him, over Damari Mathis or over, you know, any of those other guys. I think we're coming into this season with a pretty strong kind of grip on things. We're gonna, oh, Browning is out. God damn it, man. That was like, I was like, we're set. We're good. Definitely want Wallace to start over Delarian Turner-Yell for free safety. Caden's kind of making moves. Once Browning is back, really want it to be him and Matabuike. Would love that. Want Drew Sanders starting over all of you guys. I don't know why that's keeps happening. You know, looking at our specialists, like I want Drew Sanders to be a sub linebacker. Slot corner, we'll go Golden. I'm interested to see how that goes. At slot, I would definitely, I mean, I don't love having Reynolds there, but if we have to, like, kind of is what it is. I'm interested to see how we can do with this new offense and this, you know, the new defense that we've kind of revamped a bit. Matabuike, I mean, obviously, you know, having got our guy Patrick Queen would have been really nice, but it is what it is. So let's see if we can't eke out a couple more wins this season. I'm looking for a nine win season. I know it's pretty aggressive, but I feel like we've kind of got the tools in place to potentially be able to do that, especially with this offense where Bo is going to be throwing it so much more. We really want to get him comfortable. We don't want to have to lean on the run game as like heavily because I don't think it's as strong as some people do. So we are 3-3 at the mid-season mark. Again, feeling pretty decent. We're just going to do auto-generated rookies for our draft class. Makes it way easier. Looks like we've got a ton of talent at tackle and defensive line, which I love. Very much excited to do that. Realizing I haven't done any staff upgrades, probably do that. We've got a lot of players ready to negotiate, intrigued to say the least. We should have a decent bit of money available, I'm hoping. Let's take a look at the stats, man. I mean, 3-3 is not great, not bad. Bo Nix, third in the NFL in passing yards. I love it. Rushing the ball, have not been rushing nearly as much, but that's fine with me if Bo is, you know, the entire offense, it seems like. Only 2 rushing touchdowns is a little bit scary, I would say. Mims leading the bunch. In terms of receiving yards, love to see it and touchdowns. Court right behind him, Dulcich just lighting it up, which is phenomenal. Sacks, Zach Allen is balling for us. Matabuike, it looks like, has gotten like next to no stats or touches. I don't like that the CPU keeps moving shit around. I hate that. I need them to stop doing that. I'm setting things for a reason. But yeah, man, I mean, let's take a look. Let's see if we've got kind of any, you know, development trait upgrades or anything like that. You know, Bo's playing up to a 79. Love to see it. Defensively, Matabuike is buried on the depth chart right now, so we're going to switch him to the starter outside linebacker. I need to make sure which one it is. We're going to switch him to left outside linebacker. So Matabuike is going to play left outside linebacker for us. I think he should still be a stud. Yeah, I think this team is coming together very nicely. Would like Golden to get touches even over Damari Mathis. Damari Mathis looks like he's having a great season, though. Same with Pat Surtain. Just looking like we're kind of coming together pretty nicely as a team. I mean, maybe could use a little bit of help at right tackle. Maybe get another super explosive wide receiver. Outside of that, though, really, I mean, I want Troy Franklin at slot receiver, though. I don't want Tim Patrick there. I don't think that, like, makes sense. In terms of sub linebacker, we'll see if Lovelock can give us anything there. Yeah, man, I mean, we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty decent. I mean, definitely developing nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and allocate the staff points and see what we can get. It looks like we do have a quarterback breakout for Bo Nix. We're gonna just advance 1 week and see if we can maybe get him up to star development. This is, again, kind of in real life where I would expect him to take the step to kind of be at the next level. We did win. We won 20-17. I don't know if we had enough to get Bo. No dev trait upgrade. That sucks, man. That's all right, though. If we're winning games with a freaking quarterback like that, then I'm okay. I'm more than okay. We do have a lot of players ready to negotiate. Let's take a look at those. We've got Quinn, dude. I want him back for sure. Real close to something here, dude. I need Quinn back. Definitely want Javonte back. We'll offer him a more friendly deal. Definitely want Barron back. He's not sure about the team's future. Whatever, dude. I do like Jonathan Cooper. Yeah, didn't want to overpay him. I like Stearns quite a bit as well. He's a safety. He's going to be pretty cheap. Yep, bring him back. Bowles. Bringing Bowles back is interesting. Yeah, I'm okay with overpaying him a little bit. Replacing a franchise tackle is pretty difficult. Not something you really want to be doing a whole lot. And for a backup quarterback, I think Zach Wilson is, like, for a 5-year deal is, like, totally fine. I would like DJ Jones back. We'll just throw him a 1 year. Perfect. We don't have a whole lot of cap room. I don't really care for many of these guys. Mustafa is going to be out because we got that new center. Tim Patrick's going to be out. I'd like to maybe bring back Kahimi and Riley Dixon. We'll give him a neutral offer. Yeah, you're a kicker, dude. And then we got Dixon as well, who we'll bring back. Yeah, all right, dude. We'll re-sign someone else. I don't care. You're a kicker or punter. Let's sim to the playoffs. Let's see what we can do. We are in a decent position to make a push this year. We'll see. So we did just, it looks like, miss out on the playoffs at 8-9, though. I mean, we won one more game than last year, which is funny to me. Let's go take a look at the team, see how we finished off. I mean, 8-9, I'm not really mad about that. Bo Nix, 4,500 yards is insane. 34 touchdowns, Jesus. Not really running the ball a lot. I mean, Javonte had a lot of touches for only 782 yards. I'm kind of iffy on if I want to bring him back. Receiving-wise, Mims and Dulcich lit it up. Court did great. Josh Reynolds did great. Troy Franklin did, like, kind of whatever. Really happy to see Mims is a stud. Dulcich continuing his fantastic season from last year, and Court's still hanging in there. Defensively, Allen did really, really well. Did Madubuike get, like, hurt? Why did he not get, like, any touches? Defensively, Pat Surtain had 5 picks. Stearns had 3. Our rookie, Rayshawn Golden, had 2. Levi Wallace had 2. Drew Sanders finally got some touches, had 2. So, love to see that we are, doing a little bit better. Kind of wanted to see a step up in terms of, like, sack production from the defense this year a little bit more. Middlebrooks had 2 sacks, which is interesting. Really wanted to see some from Madubuike. I don't know if he got hurt or, like, what happened, but offensively we're lighting it up. We gotta have the same thing happen on defense. Let's take a look at the team. Like, what are we looking like in terms of development, upgrades, things like that? How is he not at star? I don't understand that. Like, what? Mims is up to an 84 overall. Love to see it. We've got Golden, who's up to star, and we'll be playing over Damari Mathis. Why did Baron Browning get hurt again? Madubuike, don't know what's going on there. Like, why are you not getting touches? He was healthy. I don't know what's going on there. That's an odd one. Yeah, I mean, just defensively, like, JFM and Zach Allen are kind of carrying the team from a front 7 perspective. Obviously, Drew Sanders should be starting. How many more times do I have to tell you guys? Good Lord. But definitely, like, improvements everywhere. Love to see it. We picked up some draft capital in that last draft. So, I mean, really, we got our contract extended again. Awesome. So, I mean, really, should be able to improve again from this season. And maybe it's bringing in a better back. Maybe it's bringing in a true alpha wide receiver, like a very high rated receiver. Maybe it's bringing in, some even more defensive help. And we did win Rookie of the Year with one of our rookies. I need to sort and see. So it wasn't offensive. Rayshawn Golden wins Defensive Rookie of the Year at cornerback. That is huge. That means he is going to go crazy. He's going to be super, super, super highly rated. Going to get a massive XP boost. Bumps to a 78 overall. I think he's probably going to be a little bit higher rated than that. when all is said and done. That is really, really awesome for us. Picked him up in the 4th round. Don't know why he was just left there. That's such a bizarre one to me, as we do have some off-season skill points to add. And now we're gonna go in. The Super Bowl was 6-10. What the hell? We're gonna go in and re-sign players and see what we can do. If we can't maybe bring back some key pieces. I would love to have Baron Browning back. You know, I don't want to overpay for him. He is an outside linebacker, but I would prefer to have him back. Quinn, dude, I will throw you an extremely player-friendly. Yeah, dude, you're not getting away. Get out of here. Baron, same thing. I'm gonna throw you an extremely, these guys are kind of key pieces that I want to keep around. Realistically, don't see anything else. Like punter, whatever. I can replace that in 2 seconds. That's not like a big deal. And now it's going to be off season. We don't really have a whole lot of cap. I would like to kind of maybe find a left guard potentially. Maybe like a defensive tackle. There's a left guard. There we go. A lot of old guys. Jalen Ward's an interesting one. Cam Hayward's also an interesting one. I would kind of like to have a true DT if we could get one. There's like Michael Pierce, Aleem McNeil. Aleem McNeil is one that I'm going to offer on. I like that. I like that a lot. Would prefer, let's see, are there any like good strong safeties? There's Justin Reed. There's like a bunch of old dudes. Julian Love is there. We're going to go with Julian Love. I think that's all we're going to offer. I don't think we really need a whole lot other than that. I'm trying to think like off the top of my head. Like would obviously love to be able to just splash and bring in like crazy good players. But we're trying to do this in a somewhat realistic way where it's not like insane bringing in, you know, freaking Nick Bosa and stuff like that. Let's take a look. We were able to get Aleem McNeil. We were not able to get, is Julian Love still available? Did he just not sign? No. I like Geno Stone. I do like Geno Stone quite a bit. We'll give him I mean, safeties are super cheap, so we'll give him like a very player-friendly offer. Like, I'm totally fine with that. Obviously, these get more expensive as they go on, so we might be handicapped a little bit down the way. But realistically, I think we should be able to bring in those two guys. And with Aleem McNeil in there at defensive tackle, DJ Jones not necessarily coming back, or maybe he is back, I don't remember. But like, kind of okay with that. So here we go, getting into the draft. We have a very strong defense. Our offense is kind of whatever. We're gonna advance to our user pick. Question is like, what picks do we have, right? Like, what do we have this year? I want to see, you know, like, so we've got like a 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got like multiple. We got like 4 7s. So, I mean, we'll take a look at what's available. If it's not a position of need, I'm not really looking for like best player available here. 4 quarterbacks just sitting in front of me. Center would not be bad. Not taking a halfback in the first round. Chris Mills is an interesting one. Probably will be there if we trade it back. Don't see anything like immediately where I'm like, hey, I really want this. We are going to go ahead and trade back and see if we can get maybe 2027. What are we talking about? What the hell are you guys on about? Yeah, I'm not moving back that far. Okay, we are going to go ahead and make a pick. We'll go ahead. We did just pay one of our guys quite a bit. Chris Mills. Like, I want to look at, like, elite agility. He's like a good athlete, not a great athlete. Very fast. Looks like maybe a little bit better than Stearns. It's defensive tackle. Good athlete, not a great athlete. We don't need tight end. That's kind of a nice thing that we've been able to remedy. I am intrigued. This is a weird draft for me because, like, is this halfback? Like, this halfback needs to be insane. Like, not crazy. Not crazy. Could we maybe use another receiver? That's not like lights out. It's a tough spot because I don't want to trade all the way back. A 6'5" receiver. That's not like particularly slow. I'm tempted to go with Schultz here and just plug him in at left guard. 22, 6'3", 313. could definitely like move to guard and probably not have any issues. Yeah, let's go ahead and pick up Schultz. I think that's a good pick right there. Like, plug him in at left guard. We're building up this offensive line to be good around Bo Nix. I think that's like exactly what we need to do. In terms of like top need, what do we need right now? Cornerback is not on the board for us. Now, could I use another halfback? For sure. Like, I'm not seeing anyone that's got like crazy good speed. Colorado kid coming to the Broncos. Decent vertical, a little slower, a little too slow for my liking. Not going to be the guy we go with. We got Teron Hillhouse. We got Kenny Rivers. I mean, a position of need for us would really be strong safety. Marcus Justice. That is kind of an insanely sick name. His measurables are shouting like pretty good strong safety to me. I mean, like top 5 in everything in terms of like athleticism. I'm going to pull the trigger on Marcus Justice. You get a normal 90 speed strong safety. I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's bad at all. I think now is when we look to address running back in the 3rd round because Javante's just not cutting it. Really just not what we want. I like Von Barker. I like him. I think him being as fast as he is, I think it's hard to pass up on him. And and we got a normal running back. Damn. All right, we're going to let the CPU take the rest of this because I am not doing as good as I should be. This is going to be our second to last season. Our last season is going to be the 4th season. So we're about halfway through. And hopefully we can bring home some trophies for Bo Nix. If not, I mean, he's having a great start to his career. So, I mean, I'm not mad about it. Taking a look at the draft recap, Marcus Justice was actually our highest overall player. Schultz, not that great. Von Barker, decent. And we did not draft well outside of that. Please tell me this was a bad draft, because, yeah, not like a great draft. 181 overall guy that went number 2 overall. Peter Worthington, right end, would love to have someone like that. Unable to, though. Let's advance to the preseason. Let's see what we can do. So, I mean, I want to set the depth chart up here in a way that, like sub linebacker should be Drew Sanders. Rush GT should definitely be Elaine McNeil. I'm glad we got that right. Rush right end should be Baron Browning. Rush left end should be Matabwike over JFM. Slot receiver should be Troy Franklin. Power back should be Estime. 3rd down back should be Jaleel. Like, bro, the CPU, oh my god, getting on my nerves, man. All right, so at the midseason mark, we are 2-4. How are we 2-4? Like, what is going on? We gotta look at these stats, man, because I am confused, to say the very least, and my controller is just absolutely killing me. Got a bunch of upgrades. I'm gonna upgrade these guys, but like, what is happening? How? What is going on, dude? I mean, what's happening? We're not throwing the ball, so we're not scoring, or we're not throwing for as many yards as we should be, so we're not scoring. It's not like Bo's injured. We're just not throwing the ball a lot. I don't understand that. From the defensive standpoint, Matabwike and Baron Browning are finally getting going. Love it. Aleem McNeil. Getting good pressure, getting turnovers. Like, this is what we need. But, like, why is the offense all of a sudden stagnating so much? Do we need to make a trade for a star receiver? Drake London is an interesting target to bring in. Is 24. Let's see what does it cost to get Drake? I'll give you a 1 and a 2. All right, 1 and a 2. We gotta get better. We gotta improve. I think like Drake London being so young, forfeiting our 1st and 2nd is like fine. Like, I'm good with that. Where is Drake London and why is he not here? What is this game sometimes makes me go insane. Get him. Why is he down there? Are you kidding me? And then we're gonna switch out. Yeah. So now we're going to have Drake be like our alpha number 1 guy. They're very similar players, right? Like super similar players. But like, I cannot help but think that Drake is probably gonna help us quite a bit. We've got some player upgrades. I feel like I'm going crazy. This is our second to last season. We gotta get rock and rolling like right now. Let's go ahead, sim to the end of the season. See what we can do, man. See what we can do. We finished 7-10. What is going on, dude? Oh my god. How is Greg Dulcich also an 81 overall superstar X Factor? That makes no sense to me. What? Dude, how are we not... How are you throwing... Also, how are you throwing for 4,700 yards and only 29 touchdowns? That's insane. Estimate rush for 13 touchdowns? What is happening? Dude, look at this. How are we not in the playoffs? What is going on? Oh my god. Dude, like we're getting great production now from the front. Like what is happening? What is happening? This is driving me crazy. We need more touchdowns from Bo. That's like actually kind of what I'm realizing is like we need more touchdowns from him. Like it's not gonna work if it's 40. Like you can throw 5,000 yards if you only throw like 20 something touchdowns. And Mim's got freaking superstar. I didn't get X Factor. What is happening, dude? What is going on? Let's take a look at the team. If we bring people, if we want to continue to build, what the fuck? If we want to continue, why is Staley not starting it? What is going on? Why are you reordering it? Oh my god, the CPU makes me want to. What's happening? Like it's not an issue with Bo. It's not an issue with the offense. It's the CPU is starting like random players for some reason. We're going to the off season because this is ridiculous. All right, we're setting our season goal, man. We're winning the Super Bowl. We are winning the Super Bowl. And if not, fire me. I'm fine with that. Let's go to our depth chart. Let's change some stuff around. Make sure everything looks good. Bo is Bo. Love it. Drew Sanders. Again, how many times do I have to tell you? Rusty T. Aleem McNeil's good with me. I would like JFM in there as well. Over like Zach Allen. Rush right in. Give my boy Bram Browning some touches. Give Matt Abuike that for like, why not? I don't get that. Slot, Troy Franklin. Power back, Estime. Third down back, Jace McClellan. Nah, who was our Bama kid? I want Von Baker, bro. My boy Von Baker, 94 speed. We should be set. We're gonna upgrade the staff points because it's maybe that's what it is. I don't know. We've got like hella staff points because we've just been obviously simming through this. Let's go ahead, get to the midseason. Our defense is an 88 rated. It's a very good squad. We should at the very least, be contending for the playoffs. That is what I will say. At the very least, be contending for the playoffs. And we are 2-4 at the midseason mark. I don't think anyone else is surprised. I'm not surprised at this point. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm flabbergasted. Like, what the hell is happening? Yet again, Bo off to like a slow start. Javante's got a bunch of touchdowns. Is our defense just sucking again? Dude, is it our defense? Is our defense just like awful? Bo has a terrible passer rating. Defensive yards allowed is not good. Points scored, like, yeah, we're definitely we're playing like a bottom tier team, but we aren't a bottom tier team. And that's what's like the bizarre thing is that like we've got players at each position that I feel confident in for the most part. Why is Schultz hurt? Okay, that makes sense. Then plug in Ramsey over, like, why? I mean, it looks like we might be dealing with injuries, perhaps. Just like, dude, like, what is happening? Yeah, I mean, I doubt that we make the playoffs. I'll say that. Just an odd rebuild, man. I was really hoping we'd be able to kind of turn a corner. The second year with Bo and last year with Bo were phenomenal in the latter half of the season. I don't know why specifically. that was, working well. Maybe the defensive playbook needed to be changed to generate a little bit more pressure or something along those lines. Not sure. But, I mean, dude, if Bo had any of these seasons in Denver, if he had 4,700 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions, I don't think anyone would be complaining about him. I mean, even if the team went 7-10, we'd be like, okay, we got our guy. Something else is wrong. Something else needs to change. Whether that be scheme-wise, personnel-wise, whatever it may be, I think it would become apparent that Bo would be the guy. Yeah, as we finished 8-9, that's the best we got up to. Again, really confusing. As just another 4,000-yard season. His passer rating is not, like, amazing. He's completing 65% of his passes. It's like, all right. We're getting in the end zone a good amount. Like, our receivers are developing and playing. For some reason, Drake London only got 500 yards. Like, this video would take forever if I tried to get Madubuike only had 3. Like, what is going on? I think the CPU was messing with me in this one. But I think you guys can kind of see the logic is build the team up around Bo. See what we can do. I mean, maybe it's his passer rating that's poor, but like not that. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, man. I mean, there we go. We gave it a shot. We gave it a try. I mean, 8-9, like 7-10, like definitely need like able to compete. Just never quite got there, for whatever reason it may be. But yeah, excited to see what Bo can do in real life. I mean, if he throws for 4,700 yards, I'm a Broncos fan. I'd be happy as hell about that. If you guys did enjoy this video, please drop a like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I love you all. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.